Moment of the year.
All right, so I'm doubling down here. I'm double dipping, and
Okay.
and you can call me out for that if you want. I don't care. The reason why I'm going to say this, but it's Saraya's return. Newsflash.
Really?
Yeah, for moment of the year for me,
Wow.
like I'm going to tell you this, man. Like I know, the promo wasn't necessarily a home run, and Saraya would admit that, as we touched about before. But like, to see her come back, I was a huge Paige fan, dude. Huge Paige fan.
Oh, this part, yeah.
It was devastating to see her injured, especially when it seems like she just came back from injury. To see her career could be over at such a young age. Um, to see her get that return, to see the ovation, and to see the emotion, man, like it was just so cool to see her finally get that moment. It just, because it bothered me, man, because like at the same time, because WWE, I feel like they were wasting her. They kept her on the roster for so long, and you can't do anything with her. She could talk. She's a talker. She's a shit talker. Have her be a manager. Have her be a GM. She rocked as GM. Like, there were so many things that they could have done with her that they just didn't do for whatever reason. And just to see her come back to AEW and get her shine and still get the same reaction, and her using her real name, and having people put respect in her name by having her then pronounce it correctly too, which I
That was great.
dig.
Yeah.
It was just such a good feeling. I'm all about, like, those moments, how they make you feel, right? And
Yes.
for me, that was just such a good feeling. So that's why Saraya's return, I'm double downing on that, was my moment of the
Debut.
year. Oh, just
But,
returning, returning to
hey,
wrestling, but
yeah,
debut
I
in
get.
AEW, yeah.
Yeah, we're saying after I said that, but yeah, good pick. Hard to argue that pick because that was such an iconic moment in the business. Talk about moments here. Um, Mine is a moment. I feel like I picked Baron Corbin as my superstar of the year a couple years ago because I hate to go against the norm. But watching this moment unfold, there's a lot of rumors going into it. We knew it was going to happen. It wasn't that big of a surprise, but knowing something and seeing something are two different stories. The return of Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania, it
Hmm.
was, I mean, huge.
Yeah.
I mean, that pop was, I mean, on TV was thundering. I was there when the Hardys returned. That pop was deafening. I can only imagine what it was like in the AT&T Stadium when Cody Rhodes, even though we knew it was happening, we didn't know. Because even you, I think a week or two before WrestleMania, were throwing out these theories like it might not be him, it could be this or this person.
I thought it was gonna be Undertaker. I remember that.
Yeah, that was one of your theories. Yeah. But to see what made it for me was so iconic was the WrestleMania Titantron. The WrestleMania logo was the video wall, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
So whatever was on the Titantron was on the logo. However, underneath, that was all underneath the WWE logo. That was cement. To see the American Nightmare logo, the graphics, the music underneath the WWE logo. After years of building up AEW, is coming back to WWE. That was so iconic, a moment I'll never forget, is to see the American Nightmare underneath the WWE banner. Well done. That was amazing and leading to that great fucking match. Welcome
I have
home,
to
Cody Rhodes.
I have to say that was a very close call for me. I almost made that my pick, just because for everything you said, and then some. Big Cody Rhodes fan, love what he does. I think that return, um, was so important in wrestling history, and I don't think we realize yet how important that return is. Because their contracts yet they're not yet up in AEW. Because I think a lot of people in AEW are looking at this very carefully, seeing like how are they going to handle Cody Rhodes in
Exactly.
WWE.
Yeah. Talked about it many times. Yes. It
And
was so important.
I will give your boy Vince McMahon credit where credit deserves. Like that was under his tutelage, that was under his leadership, and he handled that properly because that was what was best for business at that point, and that needed to happen because it's not just about Cody Rhodes at this point. Like there's a lot of talent in AEW that could crush it in WWE when their contract expires, and like if Vince flopped that, he's missing out on some big money with MJF, with Jade Cargill, Darby Allin, like the list goes on, Britt Baker, like they're all watching.
That's what we're talking about when it happened. Like this is so not only iconic, but important because AEW locker room was watching. Why would MJF come over to WWE if he's just going to be a mid-card guy or a 24/7 guy or a scripted guy?
Right.
There's so much pressure on this because not only Cody Rhodes coming home, but it was an AEW founder coming back, and he wasn't given the Cody Rhodes gimmick. He wasn't giving the dashing Cody Rhodes gimmick. He was giving the American Nightmare. I think I'm talking about you and Green Man. The fact that Jim Rome, I'm not Jim Rome, I forgot his first name, but Rome, the announcer for Monday Night Raw, basically sold it like Justin Roberts did. The American Nightmare. I just can't do it justice. That logo, the music, the icon, the graphic. It's a moment I'll never forget. That was fucking amazing. That was there for the Hardy's return too, but it was just wow. This is the first AEW guy coming into WWE. He's laying the blueprint, and so far, it has to give AEW guys something to think about.
2024 is going to be very interesting, not just politically, but in the wrestling world.
The bidding war?
The bidding war. Bidding wars. It's going to be fascinating. It's going to be absolutely fascinating because, especially they knocked that apart with Cody. They did. Oh, so, Tony Khan, you got to pay up. You got to pay up. You want to keep your talent there? You got to pay up.